Today I have a very special car to share with you guys. It's the new 2019 Toyota Corolla Hybrid. This car is finished in a color that Toyota has named Super White, and out here in the sunlight, I have to say it's probably one of Toyota's best looking models, after the 86 of course. So in today's review, I'm going to go through all the powertrain, the performance specs, and the exterior and interior features of this new hybrid, so you know if you should buy this or the Prius. Let's get right into the video. Now, the main difference between the Corolla Hybrid and the base Corolla is going to be under the hood with the powertrain. Now, we're going to get pretty technical here, but it's basically a 1.8 liter naturally aspirated 16 valve 4-cylinder engine with dual overhead cams. And that means you're going to be getting a decent amount of power, but nothing too spectacular. And that's why Toyota has added the hybrid powertrain to boost the performance numbers and things like fuel economy. So you're going to be getting a combined 52 mpg. That's 53 in the city and 52 on the highway. And that's just incredible for a car with an MSRP just over $20,000. Now, of course, power output is going to be modest in a car like this. You just get 121 horsepower and 105 pound-feet of torque, but no one's going to be tracking this car. It's a nice little compact daily, and you don't need any more power than that. And I really like the look of this powertrain as well. They didn't cover it all in ugly plastic like so many other manufacturers do. Instead, they let you see the engine in all its glory with that nice hybrid Toyota badge right front and center. But speaking of the design, things like that, let's hop out to the exterior of this car. Now, regarding the exterior of the Corolla Hybrid, it's been given a very nice modern design by Toyota. And starting in the front of the car, you get standard bi-LED headlights. So these are going to improve visibility quite a lot when you're out on the road at night. But they also improve the looks. As you can see, they stretch almost across the entire front fascia of the car and really set the styling that we're going to see reflected throughout the entire car, in the exterior and the interior. And that's modern and clean and smooth. Something else I really like about the front of the car is this black mesh sport grille. It's completely functional. It brings cool air into the radiators to help cool that powertrain. Unfortunately, there are some other black mesh grilles up here that are not functional, such as around the blue Toyota badge. Now remember, normally the Toyota badge is just going to be plain silver, but because this is a hybrid, they've given it a blue outline. That's going to let you know that this car is packing some technology in it, and it's a hybrid. Again, on the side of the car, as we move along to the side fender, you've got another fake black mesh grille, but this one doesn't bother me so much. You know, this isn't a performance car. Not everything has to be 100% functional. And I really love the way this side curves out. The lines are very good, and this black mesh grille really does add some contrast to the front of the car. So it's a shame they couldn't make it functional, but it does look pretty good, so I think it can be forgiven. Now, moving along to the side of the car, we can see some pretty standard proportions around it. Obviously, you have the Toyota Hybrid badge, in addition to that blue that's going to let you know that this is a hybrid. You also get standard 15-inch rims here. Again, very futuristic design. Unfortunately, they are fake, but you could also see that as fortunate, because that means you could switch out the designs if you wanted to. And to top it all off, in the rear of the car, just like the front, you're going to get LED lights back there, as well as one small chrome exhaust tip. And usually I complain that manufacturers don't integrate the tailpipe into the design of the car, because I think it's a design feature that should be used as such. But here in a hybrid like this, I can understand why they would kind of want to hide it. So all around, like I said, just a gorgeous, smooth exterior design. Let's hop in and check out the interior now. So do you guys remember in that glorious introduction to this video where I said I was going to kind of compare this car to the Toyota Prius? They're very similar cars. They're both compact hybrid electric powertrain cars from Toyota, but I feel like the Corolla Hybrid is better, and most of that is going to be because of the interior features. Now, I've sat in a Prius a few times before, and I gotta say, it's kind of a funky interior. They actually have the gauge cluster where all the important driving statistics are. They've taken that and they've moved it way up on the dashboard, where you have to turn your head every time you see it. The gear selector is just this tiny little knob up on the center console. And I feel like all around, the Prius is pretty much kind of just lacking in the interior department. Well, here in the Corolla Hybrid, you've got a much more traditional design that I feel is a lot more functional, and let's be honest, it looks better as well. It's a nice solid cloth interior with some nice chrome accent pieces around the infotainment system and up on the dashboard. The front driver's seat is 6-way manually adjustable. The passenger seat is 4-way manual adjustable. So you're not going to get special luxury features like power adjustability or heated and ventilated. But let's be honest, these are pretty comfortable. Don't have any issue with legroom or headroom. And if I did, I could go ahead and scooch the seat back like that, and then it'd be even better. Some of the nice features you get in this interior include push button start right behind the steering wheel, so no more getting in and turning the key. You can just keep it in your pocket, press the brake, and press that button, You've also got a nice 8-inch LCD infotainment screen on the dashboard. And if I had to make one complaint about this infotainment system, it's going to be that all these buttons are super small and hard to get to and spaced out kind of oddly. Now, when I'm just sitting here in the interior and the car's not moving and I don't have to focus on driving, it's not a big issue. I can find all the buttons super easily. They're not that difficult to press. But if I were trying to drive this car down the road and press buttons here at the same time, they're just not as big and obvious as I'd like them to be. So you'd have to take your attention away from the road, and that can be a little bit distracting and unsafe for other people. So if they could improve this infotainment to be either completely touchscreen or to have bigger, more obvious buttons, that I think would be a great improvement to this interior. And the same thing goes for the climate controls. You've got just a row of really small, tightly spaced buttons here, and I feel like those could be a lot easier to deal with. Behind the 3-spoke multifunction steering wheel, you do have a small 7-inch digital driver display amidst all the analog style gauges. And to me, this is probably one of the coolest features you get in this interior. The rest of it is fairly basic, but that feature right there is very similar to things you get in luxury cars and high-end cars. Just a really cool way to bring a little bit of technology and comfort into this interior. And the rear seats of this car have a very similar design to the front with a decent amount of headroom and legroom. Same thing goes for the trunk, pretty much standard for a compact car in this class with a good amount of space. And of course, if you need a little bit more, you can fold the seats down as well. Now, if I had to make one last complaint about this interior before I leave, it's gotta be with this center armrest. It's kind of just, well, I'm gonna be blunt here, it's the worst designed armrest I've ever seen. First of all, it extends over the rear cup holder, so that makes it practically unusable unless you have a really small drink like a can of soda or something. And even then, it'd kind of be hard to navigate it down there and not spill all over the gloss trim pieces around it. And to open it, you'd think, oh, there's just a little lever right here. No, there's not. You kind of got to feel all the way around, and then you actually reach under and behind that cup holder and grab this little lever, and then you can pull it up. So it kind of extends beyond where it should normally be, and you can move it back, I guess, but then you don't get much of an armrest at all. And it's just, I wish instead of having the cup holders here and this weird little armrest, they could have just done a normal center console box like every other manufacturer and placed the cup holders side by side right here instead of this weird design where it moves back and forth and up and down, and it's just kind of a mess going on in here. And you really don't even get that much space in the center console box. You couldn't keep a lot of things in here except for your phone. But if you do want to keep your phone in there, they do have a charging port, which I believe is a cost extra option. And speaking of cost, this Corolla Hybrid is priced very well. This one, the way it's been specified, is just $23,964. That includes the base MSRP of the car and the $69 phone charge and cable option that I just mentioned. But even with those two very small interior flaws with the button size and the center console area, this is still all around a good, solid compact car and probably a better buy than the Toyota Prius and many other compact hybrids. Special thanks to AutoNation Toyota in Pinellas Park for providing me with this Corolla Hybrid to review today. I'll provide a link to their inventory below. Definitely come by and check them out. Also, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave it a thumbs up, comment your thoughts below, subscribe, and check out my channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching.